Hey everyone, so today I have another one of BBC's Shakespeare programmes to talk about. They're doing a bunch of Shakespeare ones over the next couple of weeks, and this one's Felicity Kendal's Indian Shakespeare Quest. Now, having watched the Italian one, I can't remember the name of it, Shakespeare in Italy, that's it, I absolutely loved it, and I thought, oh, I'm really looking forward to watching this one and seeing how it differs and, you know, how it compares. Having watched the Indian Shakespeare Quest, I'm kind of like, I'm not impressed, to be honest with you. It's an hour long, which is, you know, it's a nice length. And Felicity Kendal, who is brilliant, returns to India, where she grew up, and basically looks at their relationship with Shakespeare, what Shakespeare's done to them, and kind of basically similar to the Italian one, where it looks at how Shakespeare's influenced a culture and vice versa. Now, there are good things about this and there are bad things about this. I think the editing is very good. It's very well edited. We don't spend too much time on one thing. It's not choppy editing, but it's not, you know, it's not too droned, which I think is quite good. But to be honest with you, the one thing that I don't like about this is the very thing that I like about this. As a viewer, I don't like it, but for the programme itself, I think it's great. It's not all positive. I won't spoil it too much, but I'll point out one basic thing that's come, like, I think it's quite early on actually, it could be later. Basically, Felicity Kendal is looking for this Shakespeare monument or statue or a plaque or something about Shakespeare on this street called Shakespeare Street, and she's asking these locals and they haven't got a clue, which kind of gives you the impression that they don't appreciate Shakespeare as much as they possibly could or should, which I think is nice, because while it's a Shakespeare fest and it's supposed to be showing a lot of love for Shakespeare, you are looking at thinking maybe they don't like Shakespeare as much as they're letting on, or maybe they don't like Shakespeare as much as we'd perhaps want them to, which is quite an interesting concept. But at the same time, while I appreciate that they're giving it balance, not just making it a massive, we love Shakespeare, Shakespeare's the best, they are balancing it out. As a viewer, it's not comfortable to watch, because you're saying, as a Shakespeare fan, if you're not a fan of Shakespeare, maybe it's not the same, but for somebody who appreciates Shakespeare and likes the work of Shakespeare, you're watching it uncomfortably, and you're kind of sitting thinking like, I don't really want to be watching this. They're not showing Shakespeare the love I want them to show the love, and it's kind of like, it's not nice as a viewer, but as somebody who can appreciate television and why they're balancing it out and not just making it a giant Wheel of Shakespeare fest, I appreciate it. So I think it really depends on the viewer themselves what they're going to get from that. Maybe you'll love that aspect of it, maybe you'll hate it. But generally it's alright, it's quite interesting. I learned a little bit. I think they said the first play that India had, or could have just been Calcutta, the first one they had was Othello, I think, which I wouldn't have put my money on Othello, I'll be honest with you. So that was interesting. Yeah, it is fascinating, and because it's only an hour, it's quite stomachable to watch, but just bear in mind that it is, I mean, it's not 50-50 balanced of negative to positive Shakespeare-ness, it's probably more 80-20. But still, there are those moments where you're thinking, do they really like Shakespeare? Are you sure they like Shakespeare? But there is a lot of love for Shakespeare in it, don't get me wrong, but it's more educational than it is a praise of Shakespeare. So it's great, it's very interesting, definitely worth a watch if you're a fan of Shakespeare, but just bear in mind some of the negative things I've highlighted here. Let me know your thoughts on this. I think there's another Shakespeare thing next week which I'm going to talk about, which I can't wait for. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!